Imagine standing beneath the brightest lights in sport. 80,000 people screaming, the entire planet watching, every camera pointed at you, and under all that noise, one frightening thought is beating inside your chest. This could be the last time.
He's only gone and done it again.
Two men, two unbelievable careers, two names that shaped an entire generation. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. When they arrived in Qatar in 2022, most people believed this was the final chapter, the last World Cup dance of the two greatest players of their time. But no one could have guessed how painfully different their stories would become. One would leave with the only trophy he had never won, the other would disappear down a tunnel in tears. Same tournament, same pressure, two completely different endings. This story is not only about winning or losing, it is about time, legacy, and what happens when even the greatest players start running out of chances. To understand Qatar 2022, you need to understand the weight they carried for years. Messi came as a 7-time Ballon d'Or winner who had won almost everything at club level. But one shadow still followed him, the World Cup. Argentina came very close in 2014. They reached the final against Germany and fought into extra time before Mario Götze scored the winning goal. Then came an image Messi could never forget. He was named the tournament's best player, but the trophy he truly wanted stood only a few feet away, close enough to see but impossible to touch. And the criticism was cruel. He is not a leader. He cannot do it for Argentina. He will never be Maradona. Every defeat became an attack. Every tournament tested Messi's greatness. Ronaldo carried another burden. Portugal had never won a World Cup. For years, Ronaldo had been their captain, symbol, and greatest hope. In 2006, Portugal reached the semi-final and lost to France. In 2018, Uruguay eliminated them in the round of 16. Ronaldo had scored important goals, saved his team, and carried Portugal through hard moments. But the World Cup still stayed out of reach. Now it was 2022, Messi was 35, Ronaldo was 37. The question was no longer only about how well they could play. It was about how much time they had left, how many matches were left, how many chances, how many times could they return before football moved on without them? For both men, Qatar felt like one final meeting with destiny. Ronaldo's Qatar story did not begin with hope. It began with chaos. Only days before Portugal's first match, Manchester United announced that Ronaldo would leave by mutual agreement. The decision followed his explosive Piers Morgan interview, where he criticized the club and manager Erik ten Hag. One of the world's most famous players entered the World Cup without a club. Ronaldo had built his image around strength and control, but as the tournament began, everything around him felt uncertain. Still, for one moment, the old Ronaldo returned. Against Ghana, Ronaldo stepped up to the penalty spot and scored. He became the first male footballer to score in 5 different World Cups. For a few seconds, the pressure disappeared, but things were changing. Against Switzerland in the round of 16, coach Fernando Santos put Ronaldo on the bench and started 21-year-old Goncalo Ramos. Instead, Ramos scored a hat trick. Portugal won 6-1, and suddenly the hardest message in football could no longer be ignored. Portugal could play brilliantly without Cristiano Ronaldo. Then came Morocco, an African team making history. Ronaldo started on the bench again. Morocco led, Portugal panicked, and Ronaldo entered in the second half. For almost 40 minutes, he chased one last miracle. He ran, he fought, he searched for the special moment that had saved him so many times before, but it never came. Final whistle, Morocco 1, Portugal 0. Then came the image the whole world would remember. Ronaldo walked into the tunnel in tears. The man who always looked strong and fearless could no longer hide his pain. This was not only about one game. He cried for the trophy he had chased since childhood, for a chance he would never get back, for an ending he could no longer change. Cristiano Ronaldo's Qatar World Cup was over, and the silence inside that tunnel said more than any words could say. Messi's journey did not begin like a perfect story either. Argentina arrived after 36 unbeaten matches. Then they faced Saudi Arabia. Messi scored a penalty. Argentina looked comfortable. 3 more Argentina goals were canceled for offside. Then, in only a few shocking minutes, everything changed. Saudi Arabia scored twice. Argentina lost 2-1. One of the tournament favorites had suffered a shocking defeat in its first game. The world asked the same question Messi had heard for years. Is this how it ends? Would his last big chance end before it had truly started? But something changed after that loss. We may never know exactly what happened inside the team, but Argentina did not lose again in Qatar. They beat Mexico under huge pressure, and Messi scored the goal that allowed an entire nation to breathe again. They beat Poland, won the group, and defeated Australia in the round of 16. And then came the Netherlands. The quarterfinal brought fights, late drama, extra time, and penalties. Argentina lost a 2-goal lead, but still survived. And when the match ended, the calm and quiet Messi everyone knew had disappeared. He faced opponents, he shouted, he celebrated with fire. This was not a man waiting for destiny. This was a man pulling destiny toward himself with both hands. Croatia had knocked out Brazil. Luka Modric and his teammates had already proved they could survive almost any pressure. But Messi took control. He scored a penalty. Then Julian Alvarez ran through the Croatian defense and made it 2-0. Then came the great moment. Messi faced Josko Gvardiol near the sideline. He slowed down, suddenly moved faster, turned, and escaped one of the best defenders in the tournament. Then he passed perfectly to Alvarez. Goal, 3-0. It showed that even at 35, Messi could still create something no defender could expect or stop. Argentina were in the final. After 36 years, Argentina were only 1 win away from becoming world champions again. Argentina versus France. Lionel Messi versus Kylian Mbappe. The king of one generation against the young superstar trying to take his crown. If you watched it, you remember the feeling every time you thought the game was over. Football destroyed that ending and created a new one. Angel Di Maria won a penalty. Messi walked forward and scored 1-0. Then Argentina attacked with incredible speed. Messi began the move. Alvarez found Mac Allister, and Mac Allister sent the ball across to Di Maria. Di Maria finished 2-0. France looked lost. At halftime, millions believed the trophy was Messi's, but finals do not care what people believe. For nearly 80 minutes, France created little danger. Then Mbappe came alive. A penalty, 2-1. Less than 2 minutes later, a stunning volley, 2-2. The stadium changed from celebration to fear in only a few seconds. Extra time, Messi scored again, 3-2. Surely now it was over, but Mbappe refused to give up. France won another penalty and he completed his hat trick, 3-3. Then in the final seconds, Randall Kolo Muani ran through on goal. One shot could destroy Argentina's dream. He shot. Martinez stretched out his left leg and made the save of his life. Messi had come that close to losing everything again. One save stood between glory and lifelong pain. Messi took Argentina's first penalty. Calm, controlled, goal. Martinez saved Kingsley Coman's penalty, then Aurelien Tchouameni shot wide. Finally, Gonzalo Montiel walked toward the spot. One kick could end 36 years of waiting. He scored. Argentina won 4-2 on penalties. World champions. For a moment, Messi did not run. He simply fell. The weight of 20 years seemed to leave his body, His teammates covered him in blue and white shirts while millions cried around the world. This was more than a trophy. It answered 2014, every lost final, and everyone who said he could not lead Argentina to the top. On December 18th, 2022 in Lusail, Lionel Messi finally became a World Cup champion. Football history changed forever. Now look again at the two final images. Ronaldo inside a tunnel, alone with his pain. Messi on the pitch, surrounded by teammates, confetti, and gold. For almost 20 years, people compared them through goals, trophies, records, and arguments. But Qatar made their rivalry deeply human. One dream came alive, one dream disappeared. That does not make Ronaldo's career a failure. One missing trophy cannot erase an almost unbelievable career. But football, like life, does not promise a perfect ending. Sometimes you give all you have and still leave with nothing. Messi's story gives another lesson. He faced years of criticism and carried the pain of 2014 for 8 years. When his final chance began to fall apart again, he kept going. Never giving up does not promise success. But sometimes, after years of pain, your moment finally comes. That picture became Instagram's most liked post because people saw relief, patience, and a man finally reaching the place many said he would never reach. History added a surprise. Qatar was not their last World Cup. Both returned in 2026, but Qatar still felt like the peak of their shared era. It was the night their stories split forever. One walked into darkness with tears of pain, the other danced under the lights with tears of happiness. Different endings, the same legacy, both legends, both unforgettable.